Hello guys, I am back. Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be discussing new data out of the Georgia runoff elections, obviously the Senate ones, that really do favor the Democrats. Now, I've maintained for a good amount of time that these seats are both going to stay Republican, giving the chamber a 58-42 GOP majority, but still, right now I really do think that these races are getting tighter, and that Democrats have really a lot of good stuff going for them here. So obviously, some of this is misleading, and gonna have to debunk this. But Rich Baris, who is a right-wing political commentator, really is coming out and saying, that Democrats are more certain to vote in the Georgia Senate runoffs at 84.2% versus Republicans at 81% and independents at 76%. Now, nearly twice as many Republicans say they are unlikely to vote as Democrats. Independents are nearly twice as unlikely to vote as Republicans. So, first of all, this makes it seem like it's all rosy for Democrats or Republicans. This is just a poll, first of all. It's not an exit poll. It's just a poll. And I get the polls in Georgia were fairly accurate this year. They actually underestimated Trump a little, or they actually underestimated Joe Biden a little bit. But I still really do think that some polls are accurate, some polls are not. Obviously, I don't trust the polls in Wisconsin, but I do in Georgia, whatever. But let's take a look at this data. Now, the fact Democrats have to have high turnout to win in Georgia, and the fact that they're only at 84%, I don't think that's a good sign. Now, the Republicans aren't polling super well with their turnout, obviously, because of their bases. They're feeling alienated because of Brian Kemp not really standing up for Trump or fighting for Trump, I guess. But really, I don't think these numbers are as rosy as they seem for Democrats. Now, I get that they're more likely to vote, but I do think that these undecided Republicans who say they're not going to vote are going to come home for David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. And I also do think that some Democrats are going to come home for Ossoff and Warnock, but I still think that Georgia is still a red state. Now, I get that Biden won it, but that was it was very high turnout. There was a lot of anti-Trump vote going on there. So yeah. Also, I do think that the independents that they went against Trump in 2020. I think Biden won the independent vote by like 11%, which won him Georgia. I think that these independents are going to turn out for Democrats in as big numbers as they did on Election Day, and I think they're going to vote more in favor of even. I think Warnock could win the independent vote, but I think that David Perdue is probably going to hold. He was fairly popular up until the insider trading scandals came out, but really voters aren't actually displaying as much concern about these scandals as I think that they could be. So that's good news for the Republicans in and of itself. But right now, I don't think this poll is too wing for the Republicans, but they certainly have to send Donald Trump down there to campaign. Because here's the thing: this isn't a presidential election that Trump just lost. This is a runoff election that's going to have lower turnout, and I think I'm going to have to assume less anti-Trump vote from Atlanta and the Atlanta suburbs. So that's definitely going to help the Republican Party because they win lower turnout elections. Now, taking a look at these other polls from Trafalgar, which I think Trafalgar had Biden losing Georgia by like 5%. Yeah, they had Trump winning Georgia by 5%. They were obviously pretty wrong on that, but they came out and said that it's dead even between Ossoff and Perdue, and that Warnock is losing by 3%. But there actually have been better polls, obviously, these polls. But I want to take a look at some of these more right-wing polls. Obviously, Rich Baris. But I just want to see these Trafalgar polls because they're interesting. Yeah, they put Loeffler up so Loeffler's consistently leading Warnock, but Ossoff was up by 1, and then another one with Warnock up. There was actually one that had Warnock up by 7 by Survey USA, which actually was pretty good in Georgia. They actually predicted a Biden win here, I believe. But the best polls, I'm trying to find good polls. Quinnipiac had Biden up by 7. I don't know where they got that from, but Survey USA, I could have sworn that they actually pulled Georgia and had Biden up by like 1%. So, yeah, trying to find other polls here. Rasmussen, that's no. Why am I looking at all? I should just look at Georgia polls. Senate, U.S. Senate. There we go. Trafalgar, we talked about Trafalgar, Survey USA. I just want to find more. Okay. Well, there was an interesting poll that came out from Big Data poll that had the Democrats winning. But Trafalgar, apparently they've decided to say that Warnock is going to lose, but that Ossoff is going to win. I think it's actually more likely to be the other way around. But yeah, so apparently based on this data, we're seeing the Democrats are more certain to vote. They're higher enthusiasm, and I just think right now, if the Republican Party should be winning this, they should be winning this by 5%. But first of all, the Georgia Republican Party is incompetent. They're almost as bad as the Virginia Democratic Party, but they're incompetent. Second, this is a runoff, which means it'll be lower turnout, which means less black voters from Atlanta coming out to vote. So they should be winning this race fairly easily. They're not, and if the Democrats win both these seats, it's not because there was a sudden, a high turnout. There could be, but I think it's going to be because these Trump voters that are really, really mad at the GOP establishment right now, that feel alienated, they are going to not come out and vote for Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue, and that's why this race is competitive. If every Trump voter came out and voted for Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue, they'd win this easily because of lower turnout and because Republicans have higher turnout rates. So, yeah, but right now I'm still going to maintain that these are both toss-up leaning Republican races, but obviously the Democrats could pull it off here. I think Ossoff has like a 1 in 3 chance, Warnock has like a 40% chance of winning. So, yeah, but that's it. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.